The Anonakis, the giant clay people, or the sons of mud. In the Sumerian myth, the Iraqi territory does not observe the discretion of the invaders to cleanse them. So from the clay fields and the depths of the rivers rise up the mighty giants crying at the faces of the invaders. These are the Ananokes, the sons of heaven and the pillow of the earth, as the legend goes high in its symbolism. This refers to the status of the inhabitants of the south and the middle of Euphrates Shrugism, which means in its derivatives the sons or kings of mud, including the name of the Akkadian king Shrogin, who united Mesopotamia and prevented the invaders and the aspirants. Al-Afyan, a term, refers to the agricultural fields exclusively and is still used in Egypt to refer to the rich landowners of agricultural land. The origin of the name Shrugiya may return in its social content to rice cultivation in the south and the middle Euphrates in Iraq. This requires the division of the land into squares that are flooded with water, and then they are leveled by foot, making the legs of those who did this work covered with a layer of mud. The importance of mud in the lives of Iraqis throughout history had turned much of their heritage around. It was not only the source of their agricultural goods, but the first village houses they built on land were mud. Villages had been expanded to become full cities that began to create civilization with its various achievements and its impact on the lives of people, such as wheel, plow, astronomy, and other fields of knowledge. What stood in the opposite to houses of mud and its predecessor in importance were the cane houses that emerged from the Sumerian myth of Atrahasis and Utunabishtim, the Babylonian story of the flood. The importance of clay in the life of the people in Mesopotamian heritage is shown clearly in the word that is still common in the countryside of Iraq, Razuna, a niche or a circular opening in the walls of the mud houses covered with alhaji or caladium mariscus sprinkled with water in summer to cool air, and was said pleasingly air from God. The lovers were exchanging looks and signals through these niches, also housewives exchanging talks in various affairs to avoid going out in the heat of the flame. The name Razuna is derived from Rose Ane, the flower of the sky. The verb raze in Arabic means to weigh things or the utterance of the speech in the mind for knowing its correctness. And the derivative as well, Nowruz, for example, spring festival, which may mean spring flower or spring is close to that meaning. It also spread in the Levant as a popular heritage is the name of Al-Ruzana, in which many stories were woven, and it entered into the traditional song of Fairuz, Al-Rozana, Al-Rozana. The Anonakis, the sons of mud, are those who resisted all the invaders and defeated them throughout the history of Iraq in all times. This began since the first revolution of liberation in history led by Otto Hikal in 2120 BC and the urgent expulsion of ISIS in 2017 AD. Anonaki also means the son of heaven, Ano, the earth, pillow, Anki, and the legend emanating from the symbolism that these were created from the blessing of heaven to purify the earth. It may also be the first sign of what will later be known as the chosen people of God by the Jews and the chosen Son of God in Christianity, as well as a reference to the story of the creation of man from the dust of the earth and mixed with water coming down from the sun or coming down from the sky. This myth resulted from what the rain leaves on the fields changing them into mud. As the myth is read only within its environment and the lives of the people that produced it, so the interpretation of the giants who came from space 4,100 years ago to teach the Sumerians civilization does not seem logical. No signs of civilization have been shown in the story of the giant Anonaki legend coming from space, and the interpretation of the enormity of bodies of some monuments is what today resembles the memorials of great men. A massive half-size statues on mountain rocks were carved for America's founding heads, a sign of being giants in what they accomplished. This is what the ancient Dravidians did, and the people walking through the paths of history, whether in their ancient beliefs or in honoring their personalities in modern times. The meaning of the word Shogir, which was launched on groups of Iraqis and often used by the successive authorities in the modern era, aim at undermining the role of these people for political or sectarian reasons.